Hey everybody, my name is Miss Susan and I'm with the Matteson Area Public Library, and I want to thank you so much for joining me for episode 2 of the Every Child Ready Read program. If you missed episode 1, don't worry about it. I have a link in the description below, so go ahead and click on it and you'll get the introduction to our program. So in this episode, I'm going to briefly recap about the 5 basic early literacy practices that I want you to do. And then I'm going to hone in on one of the practices for today. And I'm going to show you an example on how I want you to be able to do it with your child. And then I'm going to let you know what episode 3 is going to be about. But before we get started, I just want to say thank you so much to the American Library Service to Children and the Public Library Association for creating the Every Child Ready to Read program and for allowing me to be able to share it with you online. So give me a second, let me turn my camera around so you can see my computer, and then I'll share with you all the information of what we're going to talk about today.
Okay, just to recap, we're going to talk about 5 of the best ways to help children learn pre-reading skills and get ready to read. These 5 practices are easy to do with children of all ages. They can be done at home, at the doctor's office, in the car, or anywhere you and your child spend time together. The 5 best ways to help your child get ready to read are talking, singing, reading, writing, and playing. When you've watched all 6 videos, you will have ideas for how to use these practices to help your child get ready to read. Now, getting ready to read involves many skills. Some children learn these skills earlier and more quickly than other children, just like children learn to walk and talk at different ages. When you use the 5 practices, you can help your children learn important pre-reading skills that are appropriate for their age and interest. Don't push your child. Do have fun with these activities every day so your child wants to do them again. If English is not your first language, speak to your child in the language you know best. This allows you to explain things to your child more fluently. Your child will be able to translate what he or she knows later, rather than having to learn both the concept and the English word at the same time. This week's early literacy practice is called talking. Children learn language by listening to their parents and others talk. As they hear spoken words, children learn how individual words sound, which helps them decode words, what words mean, which increases their vocabulary, how words can be put together to communicate ideas and information, which leads to comprehension. Books are wonderful conversation starters. Now we're going to stop and I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera around back on me. I want to show you how to do what's called a picture walk. And through going on this picture walk, you'll have an opportunity to talk with your child all about the book and to have a great conversation. So give me a second and I'll be right back.
All right, so I'm going to teach you about the concept of taking a picture walk. A picture walk, basically all you need is just a book. And what you and your child are going to do is you're going to take this opportunity just to open the book, go through it page by page. Parents, I don't want you to read the book when you're doing a picture walk. I just want you to take a look at the pictures and ask your child questions. Who are the characters of the stories? If they're animals, what animals are they? Ask your child, what do you think they're doing? Try to see if your child can figure out how the story is going to end before you even start reading the book. This is also a great opportunity to introduce new words. If the child sees a picture and doesn't know what it is, tell your child what it is. Don't minimize what the word is or try to find an easy word. Tell them what the correct word is. Your child is learning at this point. But the great thing about doing a picture walk is that it gives you and your child a chance to talk to one another. So let me give you an example using this story, The Little Red Hen, how it should go. So as you sit down with your child, you're going to show them the book. And first you're going to start to look at the cover of the book before you even read the title. You're going to ask your child, what do you see? If your child is too young and doesn't know what the pictures represent, then tell your child. If your child is old enough to understand or to guess, let them. And if they're wrong, don't make them feel bad. Just tell them what the right word is. So you'll tell them that this is a chicken and those are her baby chicks. This is a shovel. This is the barn. We have a bucket, a wheelbarrow, a tree, a water can, and a rake. This is a great opportunity to stop and ask your child, what do you think this story is going to be about? And let your child guess. You don't necessarily have to correct the child at this time if you already know how the story ends. Just let your child talk to you and tell you what they think the story is about. After you've gone through the pictures, you can go ahead and tell them the story, The Little Red Hen. Let them know that this particular story is written and illustrated by Byron Barton. Now you will have to explain what does author mean, which is the person who wrote the story, and what does illustrator mean, which means the person who drew the pictures. And if especially they're one and the same, like in this story, you have to explain that also. But anyway, show them how we open the book. Here we go. And when you get to the first page of the story, like in this story, it talks about animals. Let them tell you, what do you see? And hopefully your child will say, well, that's a pig, and that's a duck, and that's a cat, and that's the hen with her baby chicks. You know, that's a child. Can we guess what the story is going to be about by looking at the picture? Maybe they can, maybe they can't. Keep going. Okay, on the next page. Ooh, it looks like she has her wheelbarrow and her rake out again. But what do you think these are? Let them know that those are seeds. What do we do with seeds? Do we plant them in the ground? Yes, we do. I wonder what she's growing. What do you think is happening here? And you're going to go through the whole book. All you're doing is having a conversation about the pictures in the story. If your child doesn't know, you're sharing with them what you see. And then as you get towards the end, start to ask your child, what do you think is going to happen next? Let them guess. It's a perfect opportunity for them to try to guess how the story is going to end. What's the little red hen doing? She's planting, she's growing, she's cutting down the wheat. Now it's turned into flour, and on until you get to toward the end of the story where she made some bread. But what happened to the pig, the duck, and the cat? I guess they weren't very helpful, were they? No. All right, well, let's go back and read the story. And that's what you do next. After you walk through the pictures in the book, then you go ahead and read the story. And then you ask your child, were we right? Did our guessing come true? And then so on and so forth. So like I said, this can take a couple of minutes to do when you do the picture walk first, and then you read the story. So that's why I said you don't have to do it with every book, but try to do it at least once a week with your child. Again, the key things that you're getting them familiar with is how to hold the book, how to open the book, where the title is, where the author and illustrator are located, and then how to figure out what the story is about on their own.
So just to recap, a picture walk is a good example of a quality conversation. A picture walk teaches a child to take turns in order to have a conversation. It helps children become familiar with how books work and are organized, and gives parents a chance to introduce new words and what they mean. For example, you can say something like, that's called a peach. It looks like an orange, but a peach is also a kind of fruit. Now, doing a picture walk also provides opportunities to rephrase what the child says so he or she can learn more language. For example, the child might say, me do that. And the parents would say, yes, you have gone down the slide. Also, a picture walk extends conversation to help children learn more about something. And it helps the child make connections to past and future events, so he or she understands that language sometimes represents events that are not happening right now. Some ways of talking with children are especially good and at helping them think and learn. I want to make sure that your child has lots of opportunities to talk with you, not just to listen to you talk. Respond to what your child says and follow his or her lead. Answer your child's questions as completely as possible. Your explanations help your child learn more about the world. Now, if your child isn't talking yet, answer and can't answer questions, wait for him or her to react with a gesture by babbling. That can give you feedback. Or if they say yes, or if you say yes, the two bunnies are chasing each other. Ask your toddler to tell you about something that happened to him or her today. Ask for more details so your child can expand the story. Ask questions that have more than a yes or no answer. This encourages your child to think about possible answers and to ask more questions. This increases comprehension skills. So, when you talk with your child, you're going to want to use new words. Good readers have a large vocabulary. Knowing lots of words helps children better understand what they read. Begin this early, even before your children learn to talk. Take turns. Children are just beginning to learn how to have a conversation. It is important for you to ask questions and listen to what your children say in response. Make connections. Help children remember past events and connect them to current and future activities. This helps children develop an understanding that language can represent events that are not happening now.
All right, so before I go, I just want to let you know that there's a link in the description below that's going to take you to the Matteson area Public Library's Every Child Ready to Read website.
All right, so on our website, as you can see, the first picture is to access all of the videos for the Every Child Ready to Read program. You can go ahead and click on it, and you'll see all 6 episodes right here in one place. And once you're ready to watch the episode, you'll click on that particular picture. And as you can see, the video is right here. So you can just click on it and watch it on this page, or you can enlarge it and watch it on YouTube. You also have access to our rubber ducky sheets. So when you click on this, the Rubber Ducky Club is basically just doing activities with your little ones. Each video has its own activity sheet. All you have to do is click on it, and once it pops up, you can download it. You could read the different activities, and once you and your child are done, just color in the rubber duckies. It's just that simple. And then if you're looking for a good book for your little one, just click on the icon Good Books for Kids and Teens. And you can start at the beginning. You can either click on the button that's Good Books for Babies and Toddlers or Good Books for Preschoolers. Once you click on that link, it'll get you to a list of suggested items that we have available that you can check out, from numbers to the alphabet to silly songs and so on and so forth. All you have to do is click on the picture and it'll take you to our website, where as long as you have a Matteson area public library card, you can place a hold and we'll give you a call when your items are ready.
Now, if you're watching this and you don't live in the Matteson area, don't worry. Take a look at all of the titles that you see there on the website. You should be able to find them at your local library. They're pretty common titles. If not, your home librarian will be able to find books very similar to what you're looking for. But anyway, once you collect your books and bring them home, it's a great opportunity to practice that picture walk that I talked about earlier in this video. Simply just walking through the book first without reading it, just having a conversation with your child about who are the characters, what is the story about, how do you think the story is going to end. This is a wonderful opportunity for you and your child to be able to understand how to take turns during the conversation. But anyway, some other things that you can find on this website too is some PDFs, which will give you quite a few other different tips and tricks on how to use the concept of talking with your child. So anyway, I'm looking down at my notes. I think that's it. Thanks so much for joining me again for episode 2. We've been talking today about the concept of talking as an early literacy practice.
In episode 3, we're going to talk about the concept of singing, la 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 la. And I'm going to share with you how singing is a great way to break down words for your little one so they can start to build up their vocabulary. And I'm going to share with you some awesome book lists, and also I'm going to share with you a lot of different tips and tricks on how you can be able to use singing as an early literacy practice to get your child ready to read. So again, my name is Miss Susan, and I'm from the Matteson Area Public Library. Thanks again for watching me. Looking forward to seeing you again for episode 3. Have a great day. Bye.